Alrighty, so today I'm going to talk you through all the paperwork and stuff that you need to be able to apply for the Japanese Working Holiday Visa. So really simple. All you have to do is just Google Japanese Working Holiday Visa and Google should come up for the Japanese consulate or whatever it's called that is in your country. For example, if I Google it in New Zealand, then it comes up with the Japanese embassy within New Zealand. Depending on where you are within New Zealand, there's like 2 or 3 different places that you need to apply to depending on the region, whether it's an embassy or a consulate. For Aucklanders, it comes under the consulate itself. So, and it says all the required documents, what you know, the requirements are. For example, you know, obviously you have to have a passport in New Zealand. Be aged between 18 to 30, no dependent children, be in good health and no criminal record, and obviously haven't had a working holiday visa before, or at least for Japan. Alright, so your required document are, surprise surprise, a valid New Zealand passport. So it must be valid for at least a year, because obviously your working holiday visa is for a year and they don't want your passport to expire halfway through your stay, which isn't a good look. And also, you know, obviously you have to apply in New Zealand for the New Zealand passport. I also have an Irish passport through foreign birth registration. However, if I were to apply for Japanese Working Holiday Visa with my Irish passport, I would have to go to Ireland to be able to apply for it. And honestly, the benefits do not outweigh the cost. There's actually no difference really. For myself, the second thing you need is the application form that they've got on the website, and that will also give you a sample of how it's supposed to be filled in, and they say please complete every line of the form. You don't actually have to. You know, stuff like what is your job, so you don't have a job. It's the whole thing with the working holiday, so fill in as much as you can and just be really helpful with that. Passport photo taken within the last 6 months. Mine was a really basic, I just not quite just rolled out of bed, but no makeup and stuff like that. However, it's just going on top of the application form just so that they see what you look like. However, do be warned, it's the one that they use in the visa photo. So if you want to look pretty in your visa photo, get a nice passport photo. Letter stating reasons for applying for a working holiday visa. I'm very smart and I completely misread this and I didn't even read it properly. So that was the last thing I did, and I was really struggling to find it out. It must be about 1 page on an A4, just pretty much saying why you want to do it. I kind of did. I'm really good at expressing myself in words, however it may not seem like that sometimes, but when I'm writing things down, I find it really difficult to make it look, make it read nicely and stuff. So what I actually did, I just verbalized what I wanted to write, and then I was just like, okay, now I write it down. So just pretty much why you want to go to Japan and really sell yourself. That's a good way to do it. And then of course you want a CV, your detailing your personal, educational and employment history must be up to date. Your itinerary in Japan, they have also a form for that called the stay program form. Schedule must be completed in detail without remarks such as unknown or as above. So this is pretty much the first thing I did leading up to it. It was really interesting because you don't actually have to follow the itinerary once you're in Japan, because you know plans change and stuff, but it's just showing them that you've done your research and you're actually dedicated of, you know, you want to travel around, you want to do all these sorts of things. That's, you know, Japan. So what I did was like, okay, I'll go to this place and I'll try this, and I'll go to this place and try this, and I look through it again. I'm just like food. Well, it is Japan, so you know, obviously they know it's a lot of foodies are going to go and eat a lot of food, but I'm just like, I feel bad. Alrighty, and then next thing you know is proof of sufficient funds to support initial stay in Japan, depending on if you're by yourself or you're going as a married couple. It's either 3,000 by yourself or 4,500 for a married couple. They need an up-to-date official bank statement. So just print it off, go to your bank and say, can I get a bank statement? It must be within the last month before you submit your application for your visa. while I was there and picking up my visa, there was a gentleman who obviously had like about, I think it was about 2 months, I think it was a September bank statement, but we were in November, so they were like, no, you can't do this, just go down to the bank and get a new one, up to date one. So just make sure you have it up to date and showing your sufficient funds, naturally. And if you're not going to purchase your return ticket, which I haven't because I have no idea when I'm coming back, it all depends on if I get another job and how long I can stay away, whether I'll come back or not. The thing is, if you don't have your return ticket, you need to have another $1,000 in your statement. So for example, because I'm going by myself, I need at least $3,000 plus another $1,000 for my return ticket. So that's what you need to do. Now, when I was doing this, I actually printed off the list of required documents, and then I did 2 columns. One column was yes, I have got it, or I have printed it off, and then the second column was just before I left to go actually apply for my visa, which was very good because I was going through the second column and I realized I forgot my passport. Luckily I hadn't left the house yet, so I went to go get my passport, but yes, so make sure you have everything on you when you actually go to apply for your visa, because your passport is very important. So what you do is you go in and you give them all your documents and they'll have a look over it, and then they'll give you a receipt, just a little piece of paper like this, and say come back on this date, or we'll give you an email if it's ready beforehand, or if there's anything that needs to be done. You off and enjoy yourself, and yeah, that's all sorted. And then they emailed me a couple of days before the date on the receipt. You make sure you take the receipt in and go pick up your passport. The passport is the only thing you get back. And that's how you apply for your working holiday visa. You get a really pretty sticker in your passport, which is your visa. It looks really official. It kind of looks like the your personal page on your passport, except it's really pretty, and it's got like Japan working holiday visa on it. So it's really interesting. And yeah, so that's how to apply for working holiday visa. It's not that difficult, just to make sure you get all your documents organized and ready, and pretty much, yeah, once you've got everything sorted, then it's really easy to do. So just read a lot about it. But yeah, make sure you get all your documents sorted, and the itinerary as well is actually really interesting, saying, you know, just moving around these areas, and you can kind of do some research about what you want to do, and whether you actually do it or not is up to you. But some of the stuff that I came across when I was researching for the itinerary, I'm just like, oh my god, I really want to try this. So yes, that is on my bucket list to do. Anyway, that's that for that. Next video I'll be talking about how to apply for a medicine import license.